practices it? Adults. But what kind of adults? Married adults. You take these things to your wife. Now, when I was growing up, my grandmother and my grandfather, I loved them dearly. And they loved each other. They were married for over 50 years. My grandmother, when she got her money in, she would go out and she would buy roses for my grandfather. See, we have this tradition. We say, give me my flowers now. Don't wait until I'm dead and put them on the graves where I can't appreciate them. My grandmother said, Robert, I'm giving you your flowers now because I appreciate you. My grandfather, when he would get his money, he would buy her oils, perfumes, lotions, the things that he knew that she liked. And she would continue, they would do these things together. Why? Because this was love. It just didn't happen on Valentine's Day, but they also celebrated Valentine's Day and they gave each other's gifts. Subhanallah. I pray that each and every one of you have a loving relationship like that, if we can't reach the level of Ali and Fatima. Salawat. Now some of you may be asking the question, why is this guy babbling on and on about this Valentine's Day? I mention it because for those of us that was raised here, again, we don't see anything wrong with it. But let me introduce you to the society that you live in and show you about Valentine's Day, because what my speech is supposed to be about is the parameters between men and women, males and females, in the religion of Islam. Where do they begin and where do they stop? Now see, on Valentine's Day, let me help those people who are not really familiar with this whole concept and how it works in this society. Now, how many people in here are still in elementary? I see the little fellas right there. Middle school, high school, college. Alhamdulillah. Now, let me see the hands of everyone who went to school here in America, any level of school here in America. Alhamdulillah, no problem. Now, when we talk about Valentine's Day, right, I'm going to take you through a little journey, and I'm going to use Valentine's Day just as my base, and then I will broaden everything out, okay? You see, when we were kids, when I was a kid, going to school, on Valentine's Day, my mother would come to me and say, son, it's Valentine's Day. Here are your cards. Here's some candy. Take this to the school. Write down all of the people that's in your class, the names on the card, and give them out to the people in the class. Anybody else did that before? Well, this is going to know something here to say yeah. But the thing is that we wrote out the cards and we passed them out. And when we were in elementary school, it didn't matter if we gave the card to a boy or a girl because we didn't care. We just wanted everybody to have a Valentine's Day. And when we were that young, why did we give them away? Because we wanted somebody to give us something back. We didn't worry about this relationship, this thing about love, but that's when we're in the first and second grade. But by the time we get to the third grade, our parents are still buying the cards for us, but in those cards that we buy, they're little cards, and normally it's about 2 or 3 big cards in there. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And all of a sudden, these big cards mean something to you. Who am I going to give this big card to? If I'm a boy, that's my best friend, but he cannot have this big card. If you're a girl, maybe. You know, girls think a little different than us sometimes. That's my bestest friend in the world. I can give her this big card. Boys, we will not do that. But the idea is that what's happening now? We are beginning to come into an understanding that there is a difference between boys and girls, and we're beginning to establish relationships and how it is that we're going to deal in these relationships. Now, living here in America, it is not uncommon for grown people or adults to go to a young kid and say, how many boyfriends do you have? How many girlfriends do you have? This is not uncommon. Oh, you're very handsome. I know you have a lot of girlfriends. I know you have a lot of boyfriends. What is this doing? This is beginning to condition the children to do what? I need to have a boyfriend, or I need to have a girlfriend. Now, you may not be teaching your children that, but when they get to school, because their parents, the people in their schools are teaching them that. How many people go to private school in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you went to public. Anybody else who's never been to public school? 2 people. Now, here's the thing about private school. The same problems that they have in private school, they also have in public school. Same thing. Maybe not as overt, but the same thing, don't worry. So don't feel left out. Now here it is. We're walking around, you're getting these cards, they're asking you how many girlfriends you have, how many boyfriends you have. By the time you get to middle school, not only do you want to give that big card away, but the parents are still helping. Because what do the kids say? Mommy, I'm 11 years old, I have a girlfriend now, I need a teddy bear. If I give them the teddy bear, they will love me. 11-year-old kids. If they give me the teddy bear, they will love me. No problem. The parents then, they say, you know what? It's okay. My child has a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but you know the only thing they're going to be doing? They'll hold hands. They'll talk on the phone. They'll walk each other to class. That's what they think. By the time they're 13 years old, statistics say that the majority of the people in America, they lose their virginity at the age of 13 years old. Better yet, let me give you the actual statistic. 34% of the people in America lose their virginity by the age of 13. That's a little more than holding hands, walking to class, and talking on the telephone. I don't mean to go over the top here with our children that are here, but I need for all of you to understand what the society is doing as far as dictating how it is that you think about things. Do I even have to mention high school? High school is no holds barred. Everything goes. Parents, if you're going out of town, install some cameras in the house where your kids don't know where they are, so that they'll know exactly what's going on in your house. Now the reality is that we're talking about something that happens one time a year, Valentine's Day, where people give gifts. People are feeling lovey-dovey. They want to be close to people. Now for those people that are in school right now, and if you've gone to school, and I didn't mention college because we know what's going on out there. I think we could just go past that. But the reality becomes, when we think about Valentine's Day, if these things only happen on Valentine's Day, we might be okay. But for those of you who are in school right now, people give gifts how many things out of the year? Every day. If you got a girlfriend, you got a boyfriend, you're trying to see that person how often? Every day. After school, if you could go see these people, what do? You go see them. There are people that say, hey Mom, I'm going over to Janet's house and I'm gonna hang out with Janet.